Okay, I'm going to talk about what I call economic arbitrage, but it's probably not the right word, but I don't know if there is the right word. Okay, the word arbitrage is a finance term or investment term where you buy at one price and you sell it at another price. So that you can take something from one area of the world and take it to another area and it greatly increases or in value or it decreases in value. So I lived my whole life. I'm in San Pedro, Lago Atilan, Lake, but I've lived the last 25 years playing on, living a life like an experiment in a way. And I play a constant game of trying to uh, work between three different economies, major economies. The one economy is the local economy of any country. And then there's the economy of the tourist bubble within a city. So if I'm in Lake Atilan right now, so basically I lose the game whenever I pay tourist prices. If I really lose it, I pay what I call tourist trap prices. So there is probably another level, but I hardly ever pay tourist trap prices. But the average person seems to enjoy paying that kind of money because it gives them a sense of pride or something. But the there's so let's see, there's four different types of economies that there's many different reasons why a different specific area, like if you go on an island, that's like a tourist trap because you can't even get off the island, right? But in the city of San Pedro, we have up the hill and down the hill. Down the hill is the tourist prices. Up the hill is the local prices. And then you got the prices that they very seldom have the prices on products because that gives them the option to try to go for the tourist pricing. So the art and the experiment here is the game of trying to get or pay. Hola, is to pay. I'm saying hi to this woman here. She's. I'm in Central Park. They have a proper park in San Pedro, while most of the villages on the lake don't have a proper park, Central Park. But this is actually a Central Park, like any of the or Plaza de Armas or Parque Central, like most of the places that when I was in Nicaragua had. But well, most of the places in Guatemala do this. But okay, back to the issue. So you got different reasons why prices go up and down. And the American culture has been convinced that they should never, ever negotiate, which is kind of humorous. Now, I was a very good negotiator as a real estate broker. I sold about 80 properties a year for the last 5 years I sold. But you got different economies. So I'm going to try to explain to you that for 25 years I've lived in an alternate economy. And I'm going to tie this in with Henry David Thoreau because he's been one of my self-appointed mentors. I appoint a lot of people as a mentor, like Benjamin Franklin, Seth Godin, Jordan Peterson, Eric Berg. He's my health one. And when I'm trying to make decisions, I often go watch their specific videos on specific topics, trying to understand the most functional way of dealing with things. But the alternative economy is what I've been living in for 25 years. And I often don't want to talk about this. Why don't I want to talk about it? It's quite simple. You insult me, and I feel like I'm insulting you. Because the minute that anybody starts referring to my price of rooms, they're very denigrating, and they talk to me with almost disgust or a sense of superiority. And I'm feeling sorry for them, right? Because I'm going, wait a minute. So you have a better lifestyle than me, and you've been working 8 to 5, maybe 5 to 6 days a week for 30 years, and I basically have been goofing around, going around the planet, writing articles and taking videos for 25 years and been in 114 countries. And you feel sorry for me. So it's really very difficult for me to not take a snipe at them, right? And not hit them because alpha male that I am, I'm liable to bite them back. So one of the reasons I don't like to talk with a lot of people that are tourists is because they got this sense of superiority that somehow, because they're dumb enough to pay $50 for a room when they got the same quality of room as I do, that somehow, and I can take a person in a room. I had it happen a year ago or so, Mi Caso compared to Hotel San Antonio. And I was like going, this hotel's shit compared to Hotel San Antonio. But they bought the price, they didn't buy the bundle of benefits. But everything you do in life has a certain list of benefits and a certain list of negatives, right? And you have to evaluate whether you're getting your value for the money. So long-term travelers are always looking for value. And the way we feel really bad is if we lose the game and we get cheated or something like that, right? Hey, they got a trampoline over here. I'll try to show it to you. But it's a pretty beautiful park. Oh, they rent the bathroom here. I was wondering today where I would go if I had to use the bathroom. There's a trampoline. Oh, they got another one in there, I think. There's 2 trampolines. Okay, so life is an experiment. And the losers are the game, okay? And I have to be real careful that I don't, my one girl that I was dating last year kept calling me Puppet Master, and I told her that's not a nice movie, and calling me Puppet Master isn't. But she says, you say and do certain specific things to make the thing. But I said, wait a minute, every single person is talking in a way to basically weave a tale or tell a story to make the best thing. I never lie, but I actually do say specific words. But I get often very angry, and I'm really happy that nobody can get near me. I've really, in the last 25 years, I finally figured out how to, I'm going to try to walk down this side. There's a sun right behind me, right? I've learned how to block somebody, filter somebody, hit the spam button. I have multiple ways to make sure that nobody can get to me. And if anybody ever gets to me, they have to keep creating new emails, and they do this, right? They use that Proton mail all the time. It's always laughing. Which I actually filter anything in Proton mail because I figure they're a wanker. Anybody that isn't upright in front, formal with me, saying my name is Andy Lee Graham, I don't deal with them anymore. But after 25 years, I've become really good at this. Okay, so right now I have the wonderful life because I don't have to deal with any wankers more than once. I mean, some of them are very vigilant, like Mobile Mac and Chuck Wow and Amy, I think. There are people that are totally in love with me, and they can't stop trying to get my attention. There's a statue right here, right? Quite beautiful. Okay, but I haven't been able to really ever talk about these subjects without having an overwhelming amount of snarky people. Like it's when I talk, I learned, it finally hit me, why do I get hate mail? It's when the minute I tell somebody that I'm a recovering alcoholic, they go into this superiority thing. And I'm sitting there going, I've been sober for 37 years and you're a drunk and you're basically insulting me because I've been sober for 37 years. It's absolutely crazy. And you're gonna find that I can be really, I have such a great life because of my honesty and self-esteem. But I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna start working because I want the people of the world to know there's an alternative economy, because on the East Coast and West Coast of the United States, we got 20% of the population that's SOL. Okay, they're really in trouble. And the number of homeless people inside these big cities like Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, any of the big cities in the United States are in trouble because they don't have any savings, and their Social Security is not sufficient to do it. So they can't retire, and that's not the goal of life. And then you got these dinglings that actually win at the game that have no empathy whatsoever ever for things. And I'm going to be living on roughly what I consider $750 a month. My Social Security is only about $550, but I'm sure I can buffer it up for another $300 with my eyes closed. But Henry David Thoreau only worked about 5 weeks a year. In the 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days that he lived on Walden Pond. And I read this book when I was 16, and I've always believed in this type of thing. But I also know that you can actually do the same thing by hiring somebody to do the work and basically just be the boss. So a lot of times there is ways to be like the leader and barely work, but delegate everything. And this is what the President of the United States is supposed to do. He's not supposed to do all this hands-on stuff. He's supposed to be a good delegator. I got a feeling that Ronald Reagan was one of the best. Okay, but economic arbitrage. So what are the different economies? You got the United States economy. You've got the Europe economy, and then you got each country's got their own level of economy. And really the signal of the economy is the wages. So if you take somebody that's working in if it's like the hamburger, the Big Mac index, but if you wanted to figure out the economy of any country, you got to find some sort of staple job like working in a supermarket and find out how much a person that just works at the cash register makes, and then compare all of them across the world, and you'll find kind of the basic cost. Like I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he said that he paid 300 quetzales a week, about $40, to have a person work with him on in the wood shop he has. So you're always in a process of trying to discover the real economy. And trust me, 98% of the tourists and even the people making YouTube channels and things, unless they're extremely fluent in Spanish, get married to a local girl, very seldom can have the intuition to understand the local economies. But I have the American economy, where I could earn money. So the goal is to earn money from United States people and spend it in 200 of the normal countries. I'm going to try to show you this church. We got a real problem with the sun, right? It's really beautiful. But the sun is shining right into my eyes, or right into the camera, right? This is a Catholic church in San Pedro La Laguna, they like to say, and Lake Atalan or Lago Atalan, Guatemala. And look at that girl, looks like she's playing soccer. So you got different economies. So easy way to live is to figure out where the tourist bubble is, then just walk like 50 feet away or 100, just outside it. A lot of times, there's people that do not want to deal with the headaches of talking to hotels. I mean, to manage a hotel, you got to talk to a lot of really nefarious type people, right? So there's people that, and if you manage apartments, I used to manage 235 units in Fort Wayne, Indiana. And it's a constant discussion talking to people that you really don't want to talk to, right? So really, you want to rent it to them for 12 months and never see them again. That's the goal. Hard to do unless it's in perfect maintenance shape. But the art of economic arbitrage is understanding these many different economies. And I'm going to be talking about this from now on, and I'm going to show you, and I'm going to start, I think, on October 25th, 2023. I'm going to start keeping track of all my expenses and showing you that I can live better than you on just a minuscule amount of money. And I can live the dream, because what I do is, even when you are here on a trip, I live better than you. I had a guy the other day said, "What about the dogs and things?" I said, "Mark, I don't hear dogs. I don't live in a hotel with noise. I don't deal with mosquitoes because I have a way to deal with it. I always have." He says, "Well, I don't take a cold shower." I said, "I haven't taken a cold shower in almost 15, 20 years. I mean, I have taken a cold shower when I was so hot that I just decided to do it. But everybody thinks that somehow I'm living in poverty. And I really, the reason why I don't explain the insides of a lot of this detail is because at the end of the day, there's always going to be some wanker that's British slang, right? Some wanker that believes that he or she has the obligation to tell me the facts of life. And I know they're dumb as a brick. And the only benefit is, like, I love the Black Lives Matter. I love the defund the police thing. That basically tells me they're not worth talking to, anybody that goes along with a lot of these things. But there are certain issues that are so childish that you shouldn't even deal with it, like having a female compete against a man in a sport. This is just craziness. But we all look the other way and we don't want to be honest. But I'm going to be dealing with this from now on, and I'm going to try to tell you how to save your butt, okay? And I can do it now because I'm not looking for I don't have any need for you to watch my website. I don't make any money on it anyway. I could only make it when you go live on Super Chats. Or you donate money or something like that, or you hire me for something. But I'm not going to even work for anybody unless I just love the person, because if I don't, at the end of the day, when I sold real estate, I never sold to anybody that I didn't really like talking to. I would just tell them to go call somebody else, or I hang up on them. I just didn't care, and I don't care. I have no reason right now. I have Social Security. I have plenty of money. I don't need anything. Somebody was making a video about me the other day because I shut down the websites, and he didn't understand or differentiate between a website and a domain name and the YouTube channel. And that's okay, but everybody thinks that Hobo Traveler is the website. The website is just the website. I mean, hobotraveler.com was my domain name and my website for 23 years and 10 months. The YouTube channel is just where I like to explain things and do stuff. I will delete these videos without it. I have no desire to be famous. I mean, being famous, I was way too well known. Well, I'm always too well known anywhere I go. But I don't want to be well known. So I'll often, if a video, it's kind of fun to delete videos because I know that I can remove certain elements of certain problems in my life. Okay, but so from now on till the day I die, I'm still going to make videos because it's a very cathartic or energetic thing, a vibrant thing. It makes me a better person when I explain to you my life, and I get a little bit of feedback. And I don't get a lot, but I get a little bit of feedback, and my understanding of myself, and Henry David Thoreau was a transcendentalist. Him and Emerson, I probably didn't say that word right, but it was about kind of living on a higher spiritual level. And a lot of this has to do with my alcoholic recovery too. It's about, saying what you're going to do and doing what you say, because I have the first person I have to love in my life is me. But economic arbitrage, which is a misuse of the word, maybe somebody could tell me what they would think. It could be volatility, volatility arbitrage. There's a term in that in Wikipedia, but volatile situations, right? And but I'm going to go into great details on how to live a happy life. Hola, amiga. When you meet an older woman in any Latino country, you don't call them senora, you call them senorita. I was taught that when I was teaching English in Arequipa, Peru. Always call these older women senorita. And I try to call the American women girls, because who wants to be called a woman? I mean, this is like, oh, you're inferring that they're old. And don't ever take that, over 65 discount. It's the nail in the coffin. Okay, so there's many different layers to this, and it's a strategy. And I do know that strategies can only be copied by 93% of the population. The 7% can understand it just naturally. The other 93 can only copy it. So I'm going to go into great detail, and I'm probably going to write a book about this and try to go into all the different layers of doing it. I've written about this, but I've never really, I think I've been traumatized because so many people write me hate mail. And, when they write me hate mail, it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's never a fun thing, because it's like a little zing in the day, right? It's like a negative thing. And then you have to, as any intelligent person, they should always say, is there any truth in this? And I read emails, even from, the minute they start insulting me, I just delete, I block the person, or I filter it, or I hit the spam button or something. But I'm really good at it. I really have no desire to read from most people's opinions at all. I haven't really learned hardly anything from anybody writing me. I mean, 1 in 50, 1 in 100 people that actually writes me gives me any kind of knowledge that actually helps. Henry David Thoreau said that. He said he has no knowledge of anything that his seniors had ever told him that gave him anything of value. But in today's world, as an autodidact, a self-taught, self-reliant person, I don't need much, right? I'm not going to ask, I don't need to have an email tell me how to do something, because very seldom do they have anything. Especially on travel. I mean, I've been doing this for 25 years. But I just go refer to an expert. I call them smart people. But economic arbitrage, and then negotiations, and is the alternative economy that I live in. I live in an alternative economy, which is about the same for 200 countries. There's 200 countries where the average wages are somewhere between 15, say 10, and $30 a day. So if you have $30 a day to spend, you are one of the wealthiest people in 200 countries. Okay, I spend about $13 or something. But on October 25th, I'm going to start, that's when I pay my rent. I'm going to start keeping a daily a journal of the expenses. And I'll try to figure out how to make it quick and fast and easy. And being that I don't have any negative people getting in my brain, this is going to be pretty fun and easy. But it's going to be beneficial for you that are desperate. If you're desperate and you're thinking about money all the time, if you're desperate and you're always thinking about money, you're always busy. When somebody calls you, you say, I'm busy. When I call somebody and they say I'm busy, I don't call them anymore, okay? Because if one of my friends is that busy, I don't figure they're very smart, right? There's just very few people that are so ungodly busy that they can't take a 5 to 10 minute telephone call. And then I say, hey, why the hell did you answer the phone if you're busy? I tell people that. Just call me. I'm smart enough to not answer when I'm busy, right? or I'm involved with something, or I'm talking with one of my friends. I don't stop talking with one of my friends to take a phone call. Okay, Merry Christmas. I'm always saying that to make sure you're listening. My life is wonderful. I've lived the dream, and I've been traveling and living like Henry David Thoreau for about a chapter on the economy for 25 plus years. In February, it'll be, no, in March, it'll be 26. Um, I'm going to try to figure out how to go to Africa. The problem I have is a lot of my family's getting older, and there's some emotional support I need to give. And Guatemala is one of the easiest places to live on the planet. And I can save money here, then average it out. And I can go to Europe, I can go to the United States, and go anywhere on the planet. But I got to average, save money in the cheap places. I can live for $7 a month in a room in Togo, West Africa. $7 a month. And but most of you guys are only consumers. You're never a producer of anything, and that is the secret to happiness. I learned this the other day. Produce something, create something. If you're not doing that and you're only consuming, you never will be you never fill up that hole in your chest by consuming stuff. You have to go do something, produce something, be something. Be something in life. I want to inspire you to live a life that's different. If you do the exact same thing every day of the week, I don't know what to say. Come on, get a life. Life is more. If you're on YouTube 24 hours a day, if you're on Facebook 24 hours a day, if all you do is spend your time, get a life. I don't understand how people can't self-examine life. Who said that? Socrates. Is the life, the unexamined life is not worth living. Okay, if you don't have the introspection and the examination of your life, and I'm often wondering when people write me emails and I don't know what their goal is. When they're mean-spirited, I don't know what their goal is. It's like the only way they can basically try to get a thing is for me to block them, right? And I really will tell them straight to their face. I have no problem walking around and living my life and telling somebody to go screw themselves. I really think that's a requirement to travel. Okay, economic arbitrage is going to be part of my alternative economy, and then I'm going to show you how I have tiny homes everywhere. And I really don't think anybody ever needs to build a tiny home. You can, there's always somebody that overdevelops a house or a place or apartment and cannot rent it to even recover their debt service. And that's kind of a differentiation. You get a sliding scale. They basically, a lot of people here think that somehow certain properties are worth a fortune and they build a thing. Often foreigners here build unbelievable mansions and they rent them for, say if they were financing, they would be paying $3,000 a month, but they rent it out for $400 a month. And so you get all the benefits. There's really absolutely no reason to buy these expensive properties on Lake Atalan. It's kind of humorous. I really enjoy this, but I don't like to have one-on-one conversations because the only way to deal with it is actually to keep my mouth closed or make the person feel stupid. And if I make them feel stupid, I got another person writing me an email because they're so happy that I'm talking to them. And then if I don't agree with them, they go into thing. But often it's because they know that I'm, nobody wants to be proven a lesser person. Okay, I really am always looking for a person smarter than me. I love people that really can tell me something I don't know. But most people think they're smarter than everybody, and that is just not the case. Okay, I'm here and you're not. Why not? I'm here and you're not. Why not? It's because I take advantage of all these differences in economies all around the planet, and I live in an alternative economy. and I've been doing it for 25 years. I'm going to reach out, and I'm going to start going after some extremely intelligent people. I'm not going to be interviewing anybody who's just average anymore. I'm only going to be um, interviewing the heavy hitters because I find that people really can't appreciate that there's a little bit of genius in everybody. They got to have an obvious genius with social currency to prove it, like a Wikipedia page or something like that. I'm here and you're not. Why not? I'm in San Pedro, Lake Atalan, at the Central Park, and I'm far enough away. A lot of the reasons why I don't make videos all over the place is because the tuk-tuks are way too noisy. But I have an idea. I think we can add a muffler extension on these places and make these tuk-tuks quieter. Okay, bye-bye. Life is good.